Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, please like, share, and subscribe. My name is Tolu and I'm excited to have you here. If you watched my last vlog, you'd know that I'm currently searching for a job and I have some good news. Yeah, so I did very well in my last interview and I have just one interview next. So this is super exciting. I work in the digital marketing space. So usually most of the interviews that I've done are usually like a two-stage step. The first stage is with the hiring manager to meet them and for you to be assessed on your suitability for this role in terms of your skill set, your experience, and how it merges with the current vacancy that they have. And the second stage interview usually is the one where they assess you on a particular task that is sent to you. So you have to do like a presentation to run them through the process. So I'm excited. Hopefully this comes through, but if it doesn't, I have, plans, but hopefully I pray it works out. So on today's episode, on today's vlog, I want to be talking about the things that I've learned as a result of job hunting for the past 2 years. I have come to see that there are particular things that I've learned from one interview to the next. And for each interview that I've done in that space of time, I've taken lessons to improve one at a time on each of the interviews that I've done, and eventually landed me my current role. So I'm excited and I'm putting those things to good use now in order to land my next role even faster. So let's dive into it. Three in one. The first one. So it's big on God, optimism, and taking breaks. I am a believer in God. If you believe in a higher power or anything, I think it's so important to trust the higher power or God, like I do, in whatever it is that you do. Craft out the kind of job that you want, the kind of salary that you want, and just pray and just put it forward to Him and say, okay, this is what you want. Because there's going to be a lot of rejections, hence why you need the optimism. There's going to be a lot of no's, there's going to be a lot of no callbacks at all. So you're going to need the optimism and your faith in God to keep you going so that when the rejections keep coming, even the ones that you really, really like, that you feel like, oh, this is the dream role, this is the dream job, your faith keeps you on that path. I cry. I find somebody to talk to and unburden. I also take breaks. Some weeks I apply, some weeks I did not apply because I was just so frustrated. So, in that particular order, I let God lead me. I prayed, I fasted, I was optimistic that, I'd get the role that I wanted. A lot of times there were recruiters that were reaching out to me, telling me about specific roles. And when I mentioned the salary that I wanted, they'd be like, you know, am I crazy? Over the phone or even, on video call when I was chatting with them, they'd be like, why would I want such a high amount that the job that they have for me, they were not paying up to that. And at first, I was letting that get to me. But after a while, I felt like, no, if that's what they had, that does not mean that I should lower my standards. That just means that what is for me is not yet there, but I'm going to get it. And eventually, I got the dream salary that I wanted, the dream role, everything that I wanted. And that was it. So that's the first thing that you want to keep in mind. Take each rejection as okay, it's not for me. Oh, I won't thrive in that role. It's not my dream company. Just be upbeat about it and tell yourself good things. It's not about you, it's about the company. And, it's not personal. Don't take it personal. If you find that you are getting to a place where you're not feeling happy and everything is just getting to you, do a bit of self care, talk to someone or cry. I cry a lot. So to embody myself. And that works for me. So you might want to give that a try as well. Be optimistic about it. You might say that it will take 30 days and then it takes 60 days. Just know that for every rejection, there's something better out there waiting for you. And you just have to keep at it in order to find it. It's the person that stops trying that gives up. The things that you don't apply for, there's no way you get it. You have to keep applying. That's how you get the role that you want. Fun fact, this particular role that I'm currently in, I applied for something much more senior, and then I was surprised when they called me for an interview. When they called me for the interview, the HR told me that, they saw my CV and they were really impressed with it. Although I'd applied for something that was much more senior, they believed that my experiences matched something junior. And luckily for me, they have a current opening that they feel like I'd be suitable for. And then I went on to interview and eventually I got the role. So every rejection just puts you closer to what you are going to get. If I had let the rejections that I've gotten in the past 2 years put me down, I wouldn't have gotten to the point that I eventually got to finding my dream role. If you're still watching, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So the second thing I want to talk about is make sure to isolate the problem. Where are you getting stuck? What do I mean by this? I either isolated the problems in terms of was it my CV or was it my interview skills? So when you're doing a job hunt, it's usually you submit your CV, then you start getting interviews. Then when you do the interview, you get a feedback, or either you progress to the next stage. So, if you're sending 50 CVs in a week or in 2 weeks, you should be getting 5 callbacks. If you're not getting up to 5 callbacks, or if you're not even getting 2 callbacks from sending up to 50 CVs, then that means that your CV needs working on. You need to make sure that your CV is the best representation of your skills, your experience, and it aligns to the job roles that you're applying for. You want to tweak it. There are various tools. I'll link a couple of tools in the description that I currently use. A favorite is ChatGPT. I also use one Sultan. I'll link it in the description. Make sure you check it out to work on your CV. So when your CV is well aligned to the jobs that you're applying for, you get callbacks and you know that okay, you want to progress to the next stage. The second part of isolating the problem is to make sure that your interview skills are they in check? Are they up to date? So if you now get 5 interviews and you're not getting to the next stage of the interview, then that means that your interview skills need working on. You need to polish your answers. You need to research the company. You need to show much more interest, much more enthusiasm. You need to research the energy of that particular company. Make sure that you're aligned. Make sure that you're answering the hiring manager's questions and that you're able to meet the needs that they want the person in that role to fill. Make sure that you're also connecting with the interviewer during the interview. All those things are key things, not just answering the right questions, not just being the being a great candidate. You have to effectively connect with the person that you're talking to. Don't forget that this is potentially the person that you're going to be working with, and they want to feel your energy and be like, is this person the kind of person that I can work with? Will this person also solve the need, not give me problems when they join my team? So if you're not getting beyond the initial interview, then you want to look back. Make sure you are recording the answers that you are saying to the interviewers. Make sure that you are recording the questions that they're asking you so that you can go back and review them and practice them for the next interview. And try as much as possible to request feedback. I know it's not all job roles that they'll get back to you or they'll give you feedback, but if you can, the feedback helps you to know that these are the things that you lacked in the last interview and you make sure you work on it so that you can improve in the next one. If you're still here, please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. Leave a comment. Let me know that you're engaging. Let me know that you're finding value. And please subscribe to my channel. So, the final lesson I want to share is on harnessing the power of your community. And this is a bit controversial. I was in a group a couple of days ago. I'm in a couple of groups that I find value in. And on this particular group, somebody shared a job and the person put the details out. And then somebody said that, they don't have the experience for the job, but they'd love to apply. And then a couple more people said the same. So the person that posted the job was like, I have no direct impact on this role. I just posted it so that it can help you guys. And then someone responded and was like, if you know somebody at the job, it doesn't mean that they're going to help you, it even impacts you negatively. And that's not true. I think that the problem is they are not asking the right questions. Where I come from culturally, like Nigeria, people, I think the expectation is that when you know somebody at a company, the person is supposed to like influence the hiring manager's decision in a way that is favorable to you. so that you can get the role, whether you're qualified or not. But that's not the case. Where it comes to harnessing the power of your community is the fact that, one, when you're in a community, when they post jobs, for instance, with the example of this person that is sharing, if you were applying to jobs normally on your own, you probably will not see that application. You probably will not see that job post. But it's because the person posted it and the person is a member of that community. That's why you have access to that job. And that's why you're able to apply. So that's one plus in the pool of jobs that you've been seeing online or on LinkedIn or on different job boards. So that person sharing it with you is an addition to the number of jobs that you've been applying for. That's a plus. The second thing is that you don't know the right questions to ask the person. The person is not going to influence that job description, but the person can tell you what led to the opening of that role so that you understand what needs that team needs to fill. The person can tell you about the energy in terms of, oh, what kind of person that are they looking for, and you can display that energy in the interview. So I'm going to cite my own example of how I was able to get um, my role by harnessing the power of my community. When I applied to the job that I got, this is my current role, I looked around on LinkedIn after the initial interview with the HR, and we connected. I complimented her in the interview. We connected on a level, and I knew that, definitely I was going to into the next stage. So when I knew that I was going to meet the head of the department for the next stage of the interview, I researched the company further. I researched who was in my network that was working in that company. And lucky for me, in one of the groups that I'm in, one lady was working in that company. So I researched the lady. I found out that she was speaking at a conference. I found out her details in the community, and I asked her about the team. It took a while, but she responded, and she told me that, oh, the team is lovely. She works with them. The person that I'm going to meet in the interview is lovely as well. Then I asked her that, what does she think they are looking for in the person that they want to hire for that particular role? And she said that no, she doesn't particularly know, because she's not within the hiring process, but she has heard them say that they want somebody that has energy, that, they saw that the person matched the energy of the company. So I knew that it was important to them for me to display a level of energy in my interview. And that's what I did. When I met the head of the department, I displayed optimism, I displayed energy that the lady had mentioned to me. And I made sure to also name drop her when I was doing the interview and say that, I researched that, she was speaking at a conference, and, that's part of the goals that I wanted to do as well. That showed that I was interested in the company enough to find somebody that I was aligned with, and for me to know that, this company is the place where I want to be. So people pick up on subtle things. People are people. Don't forget that your interviewer, the team that you're going to, they are all people, and they are looking for the person that can do the job the most. They are looking for someone that you'll be comfortable with as well, in addition to somebody that is knowledgeable about the role. So make sure that you're harnessing the power of your community. You are applying to the jobs that the people in your community are posting, and you're asking them relevant questions, not directly that did impact the decision, but they can tell you things that you'd never really research on your own and find. And if they are great within their teams, you can name drop them in the interview in such a way that the person will be impressed with the level of detail and your attention to the company and the team, your interest, and be like, okay, you're the right fit for the job role. So I hope all of this has been helpful. I hope it has been impactful, and I hope it helps you land your next role. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing lots and lots of things that is happening in my job hunt. Hopefully, it's going to be a video on my offer, and the things that I'm doing in order to also pay my bills and stuff. So remember to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in my next video.